There are a variety of techniques and materials used in chain link fences, and we're going to show you two of them in this yard. But before we do that, we've got to get the posts in. These post holes are 2 feet deep and 6 inches wide at the top, but we used a hand post hole digger to make them a little wider at the bottom.
This means that even if the concrete doesn't go all the way down to the frost line, it'll still be pretty stable. The movement of the ground in winter won't push the footing around and knock the fence out of alignment.
We start by setting our corner, gate, and end posts. The walls of all our posts are 0.065 inches thick. Thinner post material probably won't be strong enough. These terminal posts, as they're called, are 2 inches in diameter on the outside and 6 feet long. We set the post so that it sticks out about 50 inches above the ground. We hold the post plumb while we pour the concrete around it. When the concrete is stiff enough, we make our final adjustments to the post so that it's absolutely plumb in both directions. And on this side, boy, we're fine. We don't need to do anything.
Okay. All right, once we have all of our terminal posts set, we can run a string between the terminal posts to line up all of our line posts. Now, it'd be nice to attach a string directly to the terminal post, but we have to wait for the concrete to cure. So instead, we'll run the string along and attach it to these posts. Okay, you got it there? The line should just touch the terminal posts on the outside, the side away from the house, and we pull this as tight as we can. Now we use this line to position our line posts.
The line posts, which are the posts in the middle of the fence, are 1 5/8 inches OD, or outside diameter, and we set these to a little over 46 inches above the ground. The outside edges of the posts touch the line, and of course, the post has to be perfectly plumb in both directions. Chain link fence posts are set so they're 10 feet apart or a little less, and the spacing should be even along each stretch of fence. Ready for some of this?
Yeah, go ahead. Okay. When you set your posts in concrete, you need to make sure that they aren't disturbed for a couple of days. We want to let the concrete totally cure because we put a lot of tension on the posts when we stretch the fence fabric. An alternative to setting your posts in concrete is to use anchoring devices like these. This system is called a shoe and anchor system. It works without concrete using metal stakes. We put up the terminal post and stretched a line between them. We can do this right away since we don't have to wait for the concrete to cure. Now we set our first line post. We slip a post driver over the top of the post, position the post, and hit it 2 or 3 times with a driver. The lead weight on the driver pushes the post into the ground.
Now I've got to move it a little. Okay.
How's that?
That's perfect.
Okay.
Okay, let's see how you're doing here.
Then we check it for plumb. We keep driving it 2 or 3 times and check for plumb again until the post is in the ground down to the proper height, or the mark we set.
Now we take off a little of the sod around the base of the post. We don't need much more than 6 inches out from the post. Then we dig down about 6 inches. This gives us room to attach our anchoring device. To secure the posts, we slip the shoe over the top of the post and down into the hole. Then we drive these anchor blades into the ground.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, you start plumbing on this.
Go to town.
Okay. I gotta get a better spot for this.
Oh boy.
Here, Joe, I can finish that off.
We move on and set the line posts on this run before we tighten down the anchors on any of them.
Or a little bit.
Perfect.
Okay.
Must be getting better.
Once our top rail's on, which we'll talk about later, we can make our final adjustments and tighten down the anchors. One of us stands at the end of the fence, looking down the line, and the other one walks along it, getting the posts plumb from side to side and tightening the shoes.
Once the posts are secured, we replace the dirt and sod around the bases. And it's a good idea to water these places quickly so the sod lines will disappear. Besides not having to wait for the concrete to dry, the other advantage to anchoring posts this way is that you can set your post to the exact height that you need. Now with our concrete posts, we have to cut the tops off to the right height.
For a 4-foot high fence, the terminal post should get cut to 50 inches above the ground, and the line posts get cut to 46 inches. We do this with a 2-inch pipe cutter, holding the bottom of the post with a pipe wrench to keep it from spinning in the concrete. Okay, Jojo, that's it.
Okay, you ready to put on the fittings?
Yeah, let me grab some tension bands here.
Before we go any further, we attach a lot of hardware to the post, and we'll start by slipping some tension bands over the terminal post. These will hold the fence fabric to the terminal post. We use 4